I didn't see your name on the sheet.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. You see that church mouse? Dumfries Town Council meeting of Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Why can't I never say that? 2021 is hereby called to order. You have to take the roll call, please.
Councilman Brown,
Present.
Councilman Fields,
Present.
Councilwoman Miles,
Present.
Councilman Neville,
Present.
Councilwoman Neville,
Present.
Councilman Dean,
Present.
Vice Mayor,
I'm here.
Mayor Wood,
Present. Okay. At this time, we'll have a moment of silent prayer, and it'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. All right, next on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Council, any changes to the agenda?
Yeah, I'd like to add one thing. After mayor and council comments, can we have an open discussion on holiday activities?
Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, town manager, you have any? All right. All right, so there's a motion to, from Councilman Fields to amend it to add an open discussion about holiday activities.
So move.
Let's see. Smooth, okay. Then is there a second?
Guess I'll second my motion.
He had made the motion, but you second, okay. All right, any discussion on the motion? On the field? All right, I just had a question, so what is the discussion about, so I get understanding?
Holiday activities.
Holiday activity, discussion on holiday activities, okay? All right, so it's been motion, it's been second. Seeing no further discussion. The motion on the floor is to adopt the agenda with an added item of an open discussion on holiday. Open discussion on holiday. Give me the last word you said.
Activities.
Activities, sorry. Activities. Motion made by Councilwoman Miles, second by Councilman Fields. All right, Councilman Pete.
Yes.
All right, Councilwoman DeVille.
Aye.
Councilman Fields.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Okay, Councilwoman Miles.
Aye.
Vice Mayor.
Yes.
Okay, and be a yes for me. That motion carries 7-0. All right, next on the agenda is awards and proclamations. All right, we have a presentation for Outstanding Service Award to Mrs. Peggy Conley by Councilman Brian Fields. The floor is yours, sir.
Is this on? You good? Ms. Conley, can you come up, please? All right, try not to cry. Dumfries, Virginia. Outstanding Service Award presented by myself, Councilman Brian K. Fields, to Mrs. Peggy Conley. Whereas Mrs. Peggy Conley has been a resident of the town of Dumfries for 55 years. She has been employed at the local convenience store, the Quick Mart, now known as Sunoco, for 33 years, and worked for 13 years at the former Bond Food Supermarket, which was located in the building that is currently houses the Rosies. Whereas Mrs. Conley is very active with the safety and welfare of our community and town. She is a strong voice and advocate within the community who shares advice and expresses the concerns of others within the community to our government leaders. Whereas Mrs. Conley takes the time to get to know her customers as well as their family and friends. She is always asking about others and checks on her customers who she considers all of them friends. Whereas Mrs. Conley welcomes travelers from all over the world to our town. She provides better directions than a GPS and recommends the best places to eat. Whereas Ms. Conley, dedicated to her community, pushes her to show up even during the difficult times in her life. Therefore, we all put a smile on her face as we feel that it is our duty to do so. And whereas Councilman Brian K. Fields desires to honor and acknowledge Mrs. Peggy Conley for her dedication, work, and life to the town of Dumfries. And those who travel far and near, for those who travel from near and far through our community. Now therefore, be it proclaimed, I, Brian K. Fields, Councilman of the town of Dumfries, do hereby recognize Mrs. Peggy Conley as the recipient of the Outstanding Community Service Award 2021 on this day, 7th day of December 2021 in the town of Dumfries, and urge all citizens to congratulate Mrs. Peggy Conley for the honor she is receiving today by order of the council.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to say? Oh, yes, you gotta say something.
Go ahead, Brian.
Well,
Thank you.
let's open the floor for anyone that might have any comments, any family. MC Biscuit.
Biscuit. They're shy, they're shy.
All right.
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Right, congratulations again, Miss Peggy, for. All right, next on our agenda is a presentation of service, Dumfries Service Award to Captain David Thompson, Sergeant Ana Torres, Sergeant Edgar McConnelly, Officer Erica Ocampo, and Officer Mark Carrera. Chief, the floor is yours.
Mayor, if you will, I have something to read while
Oh,
they're
okay.
approaching.
Very well. The floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. On Sunday, November the 28th, officers responded to a call for a male subject standing on the second-story ledge of the Sleep Inn on Jefferson Davis Highway. Multiple callers reported that they believed the subject was attempting to jump off the ledge to harm himself. Sergeant Ann Torres, Officer Jillian Arbadine, and Officer Erica Ocampo were first to arrive on scene, gathering information from the hotel staff and making initial communication with the subject. The subject had erected a barricade inside a hotel room and was not responsive to the negotiator that was initially dispatched. Sergeant Torres, recognizing that this was likely a mental health crisis situation, took the initiative to remain on scene, contacting her superiors for backup. Chief Gallen, Captain Thompson, Sergeant McCullough, Officer Correa soon arrived to the scene. After numerous hours and numerous attempts, town officers were able to make contact with the subject through the hotel room door. Once inside, officers were able to de-escalate the subject and successfully exit the hotel room without incident. The subject was safely transported to a local hospital for mental evaluation. This incident response was a true team effort, and each responding officer is commended for ensuring the safety of the male, as well as the safety of other subjects, as well as the safety of patrons and hotel staff. It is important to recognize that no force was used to resolve the situation, and there was no property damage done to the hotel. The following officers should be recognized for handling the situation safely and professionally with the Police Department Service Award. And they are Captain Thompson, Sergeant Torres, Sergeant McCullough, Officer Arbadine, Officer Ocampo, and Officer Correa.
And Chief, before you begin, I just want to issue my gratitude to you and your team for this great work. This is a great example of the commitment that we have made for training, for de-escalation, for updating our use of force policies at the council's direction and urge. And so just want to extend thank you. And this is a great example of the types of things that we can do and making a priority to preserve life in these very difficult and challenging situations, particularly as we're continuing to persevere through this pandemic. Thank you, Chief, and thank you, team.
Thank you, sir. Like they said before, it's a total team effort. It was all members took hand. Prince William responded. When Prince William responded, they decided that there was no charges for the male, and they left the scene. And at that time, we all decided, hey, this is not good for the male that's in crisis, along with the staff and the patrons of the motel inside the town. The motel staff was adamant that the male needed to leave for their safety as well as his safety. And we decided that we needed to make that happen as well without using force to de-escalate the situation. And all officers handled it very professional without using force. And I just like to congratulate all you guys for your time and effort and patience during it was about 3 or 4 hours encounters. So I appreciate all your hard work. Thank you. Officer Mark Correa. Officer Ocampo. Thank you. Mr. Aberdeen. Sergeant McCullough. Sergeant Torres. Captain Thompson couldn't join us tonight, but I'll make sure he gets it. Thank you.
We ditto what the town manager and everybody has said. Thank you all for your continued service to our community. Keep up the good work. All right, next on our agenda is the approval of our minutes from our November 16th meeting.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved by the vice mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Neville. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miles?
Aye.
Councilman Fields? Oh, no, excuse me. All right, Vice Mayor?
Yes.
And that's a yes for me? Yes.
Mayor, that's a yes for me too. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, we can hear you. All right, Councilwoman. Neville. All right.
I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah.
All right. That motion carries 7-0. All right, next on the agenda is our citizen comment period. All right, were there any citizens signed up to speak?
No, sir,
tonight?
not tonight.
Okay. All right, next we'll have our council comments. All right, Councilman Fields.
All right, again, good evening, everyone. Glad everyone can make it out. And if you're listening, be it in social media, glad to have you here. The awards that we're giving out tonight is wonderful to have these awards. You see our team is working hard in the community, good community policing. And again, Ms. Conley, thank you for your service. Let's look forward to our Christmas parade that's coming up this Saturday at 10 a.m. We're going to have a nice time. Thank you.
Councilman Pete.
Yes, just want to say happy holidays to everyone and for everyone to be safe. Also want to piggyback on the comments from earlier, Ms. Conley. Thank you for all that you have shared with me and some of the wisdom of this town and some of the things growing up that you witnessed and some of the transformations that we're into now as the town is growing. As I first got here, I didn't know too much about the town. So I just want to say thank you for the many conversations that we had and your duties for the town. Also want to congratulate again the police officers, as you know, that's one of the things that we're into around here is de-escalating our forces around the towns with our citizens. Sergeant Torres, I remember there was a point in time when you took in one of the citizens, and instead of you said, Pete, instead of getting them incarcerated, we looked to get him some mentorship, some help with his with himself and everything. So those type of things that we're looking for in our officers, and I want to thank you all for casting that out into the town. And if we're going to be the mark for de-escalating on forces for the nation, then let it be. Once again, I also would like to say that just again, be safe on the holidays to everyone. And again, the parade is 10 o'clock this weekend. Make your prior plans to it. Your traffic, traffic's going to be a concern. If you need to get out to the stores, try to do it the day before or earlier that day. And once again, let's have a safe and enjoyable holiday, everyone. That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, Councilwoman Neville.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind the parents out there that Prince William County Public Schools has an open application right now for the specialty program, and that there will be a hybrid information session on December 11th. So otherwise, I just want to wish everyone a healthy holiday season, a prosperous new year. Please stay safe and stay blessed. That's it. And read to your children, please. Thank you. That's it.
Councilman Brown.
Good evening. Just want two things. Just want to congratulate Ms. Conley. I see you down at the Sonico when I come and get gas, and I didn't realize that you've been providing service to this town for such a long time. 46 years is a long time to provide service and be in a place where you dealing with customers and people in and out day to day. I know you see a lot of bad things and a lot of good things, but it takes a special skill set and to do something like that. So congratulations. And also to town manager and the chief, thank you for providing the service that you're providing to the community. Police force is always bringing good news to us, and it's now expected that they're doing good things, but it's good to recognize them in these days. So thank you for that.
Councilwoman Miles.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everyone. I too would like to say congratulations to our police department. I love the work you guys are doing. It's just outstanding. You're second to none in terms of service to this town, and you really set the example for what policing should look like. So thank you for all that you do, and looking forward to seeing what you do in the future. Thank you again, Ms. Conley. Congratulations. Thank you for all your years of service to this community, because not only are you there providing the service, you do it with a smile. And I even hear about it all the time. Well, if you don't know, I'm gonna just go talk to Miss Peggy. She know how to get there. And you, with a kind heart, you serve the citizens of this community. So thank you very much. Aside from that, I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. I hope you get a chance to participate in all of our festivities, starting with the parade on Saturday morning. One thing I'm personally looking forward to is the ice skating. So I will be over there several times. I love skating. We had a historic 2021. I'd like to thank the staff for all of your hard work getting us through this pandemic. Despite all the challenges, you guys rose to the occasion, and I am very thankful for that. And I'm looking forward to a historic 2022. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I too mirror the sentiment of my colleagues in congratulating you, Ms. Peggy, and also sharing how proud I am of our police department and the work that they continue to do to serve our community and show how important it is for community policing. So thank you all very much for every bit that you do. I also want to announce that next month, I will be hosting with Councilwoman Miles an expungement clinic. I want you all to look for more information on the Facebook and Instagram pages. The expungement clinic will work to address the collateral consequences caused by a criminal charge or conviction that is no longer active. So please stay tuned for an announcement of an informative webinar that will provide more details about the clinic. The webinar is scheduled to take place January 15th, and the clinic is scheduled to take place January 22nd. If you have any questions before those events happen, please feel free to reach out to me via email, and I'm happy to answer as many questions as I can. I also want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a joyous holiday season, and please remember to stay vigilant against COVID. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Well, given my comments, ditto, I definitely attach myself to the comments of my colleagues. For me, I love this time of the year. As the song says, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Kids are jingling, belling, and they said the parties for hosting, the marshmallows for toasting. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and when you hear that song and you hear the music, when you're out shopping and you're out and about, it puts you in that great holiday spirit and that holiday mood. Everybody is in a very festive mood. And then you have another group of people who the holiday season could be an emotional time because they may be thinking about their mother, their father, their loved one that's not here. And so it's important too that we continue to just lift up and surround them with it. It's not really about the presents, but it's about the presence of family, not just the gifts, but the gift of the relationships that we have. So just be mindful of those other ones in the community who may be struggling because they might have either lost someone because of the pandemic or just lost someone in general over the course of the last year because they're struggling with this time of the year. And so we just continue to keep the mental health and the stability of that going on. Also, as we get into the this season, crime goes up as well, as far as people going around checking doors. Make sure you're locking your doors, right? Don't keep your gifts and your presents hidden in your car, right? So keep all your valuables out of sight, and let's kind of be vigilant, because this is the time of the year where they're going around, even though they do it all year long, they're going around a little bit more, going in cars and checking for your packages and your gifts and your extra change and your ashtrays and all of that other good stuff. So make sure you stay vigilant on the safety and the crime as we transition. Excited this year about the Christmas parade. We're going to be coming down Main Street. I'm encouraging everybody to get out early. Don't come at 10 o'clock. So probably come about 9:30, come a little bit earlier, come line up down Main Street. Specifically excited about, the amount of bands that we're going to have participating this year in the parade. Got some great high schools that's going to be coming performing. And we also going to have a college marching band that's going to be coming through. So that's excited to come out to see the bands marching, the floats in the parade. And so don't just come by yourself, but bring somebody else with you and share the news with everybody. Share it far and wide. And afterwards, as Councilwoman Miles has stated, I probably won't get out there and be ice skating, but I'll be out watching and seeing everybody else there out ice skating. It's a great new addition, something for you to bring the young people out to really get engaged and to really participate as the town staff continues to work to fulfill the vision of making Dumfries a place that people just don't drive through, but a place that they drive to, especially during this holiday season. We're working on the other part to continue to make it look a lot more festive. Yeah, just give us a little bit more time and we'll bring a lot more joy in the lights and the lighting of our downtown here. So thank y'all for your patience. Just continue to just remember, when you just focus on what you have, you'll have more of that. Don't focus on the things that you don't have. It's not really about being able to give and give, but make sure you really enjoy. That's just the last thought I want to leave you with tonight. All right. So next on our agenda, Councilman Fields is going to have a discussion about holiday activities. Councilman Fields, the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, and like I was explaining earlier, Mr. Mayor, and to the rest of the council, the reason I want to have this discussion is because I've noticed this past Christmas holiday activities, lack of communication or late communication when it comes to council and the citizens getting the word out in the proper word. Just a few things I can name off real quick and we can discuss further in depth with other council members that want to chime in. VDOT signage, we don't have that this year to warn our citizens that it's a parade coming up this Saturday. Parade awards, we have judges, and who are the judges? Unless I missed it, I didn't, or was not included in, or council wasn't included in who's going to be our parade, what's the word I'm looking for? Marshal, yeah, parade marshal. Well, our Christmas tree lighting is already lit. We used to have a ceremony for that. How the Christmas in Dumfries was put out at first, and then it was corrected. I think it was misleading. And even going back to Thanksgiving, when did council know about the turkey drive and how the selection went along with that? So I want some answers and some discussion on that. See how we can improve this for the next time.
So the purpose of your discussion is discussion, or you're asking questions for answers? I'm just I'm getting the gauge
discussion
because
has questions and answers, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about. So I just listed some things and I want some answers.
all right. So your first question was about VDOT signage. All right. What's the question? If we're gonna have a VDOT sign, or why there is no VDOT sign? Is that the question?
Sounds fair to me.
Okay. I'm just asking. Again, I'm hearing about this for the first time, so there's
No,
no.
we talked about it earlier. It ain't the
Okay.
first time.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, Mr. Rogers, do you have anything to?
Well, I am hearing about this the first time, but the signage goes up when the road closures will go into effect. So they will be up this week. The parade is on Saturday.
Parade awards.
I'm not familiar with parade awards.
Okay. Parade awards, when the application is done and people list the type of apparatus, floats, cars, bands, whatever that they're going to have, we have judges. And at the end, we had traditionally given out awards. Who's the best to show of this? Who's the best of that? That's not being done. And judges, we have judges for that we will select either to be some staff members or some outside people to come in or some citizens to be that we'll select as being judges for that. That's not being done. The Christmas tree lighting was already lit. We usually would have traditionally a Christmas tree lighting event or ceremony. So what can we do to change this?
Mayor, if I may, I'm not sure what the purpose of the discussion is tonight. We have the events that have been planned. The staff plans the events and they've put in a lot of effort and been very diligent in trying to take things to a new level. I know last year we did not have the events because of the pandemic. So if there's something that traditionally had been done in years past that is maybe a little different this year, we can work on trying to make sure that those things are communicated a little differently or better, I would say. But I think we are fortunate that we are able to put on these events. They are going forward as planned. I think the staff has done a great job and it'll be one of the best events that we've had. I'm not sure what else I could offer at this time tonight, but as always, I'm happy to discuss at any time if there's any questions or if there's anything, and certainly if there's anything we can do better, we're always looking to improve.
All right, what I would like to see going forward, I've asked for this in the past, especially with the Christmas in Dumfries. As many years I've been involved with that, and I noticed the police department went out and helped out with Prince William County with the Shot with the Cop, and the advertisement was put out that we're going to help 30 kids and the presents will be picked up and delivered. At first that was put out, but then later I think it was changed after we had a discussion. I don't know if it was a plan before that or not, that the kids would meet or their parents bring them to the Dumfries Walmart on that Saturday morning of the 18th. Some kind of way the message got mixed up because I was getting calls from the community. Other council members were getting calls from the community. So we need better advertisement. We need maybe better funding about how we go about it and start earlier. I didn't get one phone call to help or assist as I have in the past to help and assist with that. That's my thing. I put it out a couple of years ago. Make sure you contact, make sure I'm involved. It seems like that there's a big hesitancy to have council involvement on some of these things that are coming up. I put it out there. Hey, let's do this. Call me. Let's try this. Call me. Haven't got one phone call. And especially in regards to that, the Thanksgiving activities that went on, we heard about it late. I think Vice Mayor, you said you heard about it or saw it on social media, correct? But where is the email prior to, where is the announcement prior to for all citizens, whoever wants to be involved, to get involved. It's not happening. So we're dropping the ball on that. People are asking why we're not crossing Route 1 anymore. We'd like to have some answers on that. I understand that there's maybe a shortage of manpower to have the parade route go that way. And we're having everything we're having here in the park this year. But anyone else got anything to say about that? I'm just gonna do all the talking.
Mayor? Mayor? Or, I'm sorry, did you? Okay. Okay, so maybe right now the conversation that we need to have to move forward is maybe we could talk, Mr. Rogers, if you don't mind. I know that there was an event. I know normally Yvette, who does a great job with our event planning, I know she has some assistance with the committee. I know that there is some citizen input. Maybe because of the pandemic that didn't happen. But Mr. Rogers, could you just like talk a little bit about the committee that's working for the parade? And then moving forward, we like for further action, meaning next year, maybe we talk about how we're going to put like advisory committees together for holiday events. We can have a council member sit in or something like that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Councilwoman. The best I could say tonight, not having any clue that this item would be a discussion item tonight. I think that the staff is charged with putting on the events. I'm happy to do anything that the council would like to see done differently in the future, but staff coordinates and plans the events. Police department, they have their events and they pretty much do that in-house when they have events. So I'm not sure what else I can add to the conversation other than the staff has taken care of and ensured that we can have these events. But if the council would like to see things done differently going forward, I'm happy to, and we're happy to accommodate.
Okay, cool. And so I didn't mean to say cool, but I'm thinking moving forward for next year as we plan for next year. And I know that there have been some differences and some changes made because we're coming out of the pandemic. Last year, everything was virtual. Now we're going back to live. So next year, as we move forward, and I don't mean to speak for Councilman Fields, but okay, perhaps again, like the event committees can get together and work with the staff. And that's something that we could talk about. So and not even necessarily the holiday parade, but any events that we have coming up.
Sure.
And I think that might be corrective action or a path forward so that we can.
Sure. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
I want to say that the staff, the things that I've seen happening are all great for the community, and I appreciate all the work that has gone into it. I understand where Councilman Fields is coming from, especially in that he referenced my feelings about that when there was a turkey drive, for instance, and that was happening. As one of the members of the council, I think it's important that we know about these things that are happening. And then it's up to us to decide if we want to maybe reach out and say, I'd like to be a part of it. But if we don't find out about it until we see it on Facebook or Instagram, then in essence, we're missing out on an opportunity to be a part of it. And also we're ignorant to what's happening and cannot appropriately answer questions, comments, or concerns from our constituents. And that's one of the things that it's been for me. With regard to the way things are happening, I really have no say on that. I personally, however, would like to know about events or things that are happening ahead of social media, because if I don't check my social media, then I don't know that it's happened. And I don't like to be behind the 8 ball in that situation where someone's asking me about something I don't know about, and I have to go to social media to find out about it. So the recommendation for me is to communicate better with us. And also to communicate proactively with regard to events that are happening. And then if we so choose to be involved, then we can, take a stand at that point and say, well, I'd like to be involved or not. That's my request. Thank you.
Councilman Pete, did you have something, Council DeVille? Because I can't see y'all lights.
Of course. Thank you, Vice Mayor Miles Brian, for putting that pretty much out there, because that is a major concern as we're out and about with the citizens, that sometimes we have to ask questions and don't know the answer. And we have to, a lot of times, find out information on social media. And I'm like, wait, where did this come from? When, there are a lot of times I believe that anything, of necessity should be related to us before we run into those barriers. about the shop with a cop thing, I was just torn with that from the numbers that what was that, 30? Oh man, we used to doing way more numbers than that. I would like to see this for us to get back into the things that Dumfries does. And some of you all that have been here for several years know of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we used to have like Rock'em Knock'em Sock'em events, big participation, everybody in communication, information being relayed to the citizens. I mean, the newsletter. Can we get prior to the newsletter going out next time? Can we get next quarter? Can we get an update on what the newsletter will look like prior to it going out? Those are just some of my concerns and recommendations that we pick up on the communication with the council, and that we get to pick up on our communication with the citizens. And I think that one of the best ways to go would be the newsletter as of right now, to route them towards our website. Thank you, town manager, for getting the website together. It's in a lot better shape than it was before. Not quite where I would like it, but it's in not a lot. It's in a better usable position than before. So thank you for that part. But yeah, some with our events, if we can, not just be in communication of the information, but town manager, there are some of us on this council that have been in these positions that can help out a lot in certain areas, like the HR stuff, hirings, things like that. That's Vice Mayor's baby. Parks and Rec events, that's my baby. Shop with a cop and things with the officers for the community, that's their baby. Everybody has their thing to do. So if we can pick up some communication, I think we can move this thing a lot smoother than it has. I like the fact that we are back to our Christmas parade and everything, and that we're going to have the college bands coming, because that was one of my concerns also. I didn't know, but now I do know that we are going to have bands. So, just being able to relay that information to us, to where when we're asked these questions, that we're not coming down on you or anything like that. We just want to help out to make it run a little smoother there, town manager, and for the whole community. That's all I have, guys.
Councilwoman Neville.
Mayor, hopefully you all can hear me. So I was going to continue to remain quiet on some of these things. Quiet being speaking up. I appreciate Councilman Fields for adding this item to this agenda, because I do think it needs to take place. But I feel that I've been asking for some of these things for a long time. And town manager, you and I have discussed some of this. I'm in a tradition, and sometimes things change. We all know that, right? Especially during a pandemic. But there were some key elements that were missing. I'd offered to, as someone, let me say this for those who may not know, as someone who's planned town events, as former director of community services. So I offered to sit and talk and even create a calendar of just, certain things to look at for our events, planning in time. Like right now, we should kind of have a clue what's going on with Black History Month celebration. The national theme has already been released before Thanksgiving, but there are certain things, and that option is still on the table. I've offered to help. And, if I can share something and you all want to update things and bring it into 22 in a different way, that's fine too. But communication is key. And I think it's a thing when we share information and have discussion, and it's pivoted to this berating of staff. And staff is not being berated. And Councilman Fields does a great job speaking for himself, so I'm not speaking for him. But I think what he was really talking about, this whole thing is about communication, which has been an issue, not coming at staff in any way. Everyone appreciates staff, but communication is key. Oftentimes, I have no idea what's going on. From what I'm hearing now, it sounds like some other things are going with the parade, there are bands, and that's great news, but I can't tell you what the itinerary is for me as a councilwoman on Saturday. I had already figured I'll get there about 8:30 or 9 so I can park my car, but there are certain things we need to know, for the parade, just knowing what's coming up. Honestly, when we approve a budget, we know the basic events we are going to try to have. So I feel we're missing an opportunity in our newsletter if we don't have a save the date for the entire fiscal year. I think it's also a good idea to put a QR code on our newsletter so people can join the website, a QR code to take them directly to Code Red so they can sign up. Just letting council know what's going on. It's finding out, and this isn't new to us. We've been knowing this is an issue, but in moving forward, my invitation is still open to sit and help plan things I do know about the traditional town events. I'm here for that conversation. I tried to have it before, and it's too late to have the judging. And I want to clarify, I believe what Councilman Fields was saying earlier about the signs on Route 1, it's the VDOT signs. So I'm not sure if those were ordered or not, but it's kind of like having a Marine Corps band participate in our holiday events. Those requests have to go out in August at the latest. And this is something I've been trying to share. So I'd like to know, what are we looking forward to in the parade? I'm excited that there are multiple bands. I have no idea who's coming. Seems like some people do, I don't know. But any way I could help, I've offered to help, and I want to be clear about that. And I think in moving forward, it's a good thing to involve the people, having those advisory committees and letting council know what's going on ahead of time. So please let me know if you'd like to meet. That's it. I look forward to festive holiday events in town. Thank you.
All right, Mike,
Oh, you got some comments?
is that okay with you? Did I have the mic? Is that all right? Thank you, sir. In the spirit of the discussion, so, and I just want to say this to the council, I don't have problems with adding things to the agenda in the discussion, but the proper protocol would be you email or you let somebody know you want to ask them. So we actually have and also to give your town manager and myself an opportunity to, in addition, be prepared for it, right? So we set up as a council, I think we set up a council policy at the beginning of the year on how we add things to the agenda. 2, if you do add something, it's okay. But usually it's been our custom in the past that somebody would either email the day of or the day before to say, when I come to the meeting, I want to add something. Here's the purpose. Here's the intent. Here's what I want to accomplish. Right. So it's a discussion that, I said here, I listened to, I think the town managers listened to, and we are looking for, okay, the seem like the central theme is communication from the town manager to the council. Is that the central, the nucleus of it? And to be able to have participation or committees from the council to help out with different events based on, I guess, what Councilman Pete said, everybody's expertise. And no, that's not what the vice mayor wants. Okay, I'm just repeating what I heard. I'm trying to get the genesis, because it's we added a discussion on the holiday activities. So, and I want to give, before it goes back to you, I want to give the town manager opportunity to give his remarks as well, and then we'll come back to you, Legicola. Mr. Rogers. Councilman Fields.
Okay, going forward, 2022. I'm going to make a motion that myself and Councilwoman Neville have a committee meeting with the staff no later than October 1st, to plan holiday activities. That's a motion.
Okay. All right. Is anybody going to second his motion?
I'd like some clarification on that motion. Am I hearing you ask for the staff to have a meeting with you and Councilwoman Neville for a committee of holiday activities? Is that what I'm hearing?
Mhm.
Is that standard protocol? I mean, how does that typically work?
That's a motion.
So, okay, I'm trying to understand. So we would need then as a council to approve, to direct the staff to have a meeting with you and Councilwoman Neville.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So does anybody want to second that motion? Okay,
I will second the motion.
who's that? All right, so Councilwoman Neville wants to second the motion. All right, so the motion on the floor is from Councilman Fields to us to have a committee of him and Councilwoman Neville to meet with the staff no later than October to discuss holiday activities. All right, any discussion? Councilman Brown.
So I agree with the intent again. I don't know if we have the latitude to engage with the staff like that. Is that proper protocol, Ms. Pandek? If you can answer that.
To Mrs. Pandek on the motion.
As I recollect. Of what your staff. Or within the confines of what the order describes. I apologize, I seem to have a lifetime problem turning this on.
Thanks.
Does that answer your question? Mr.
Yes.
All right.
So if Mr. Rogers is in attendance of that meeting, that would be fine.
Well, Mr. Mayor, if I might respond to Councilman Brown. I didn't mean to say if he's simply in attendance. I believe that the way your ordinance is written is that town manager is responsible for the administration and supervision of staff. So if the intent is to have the council persons meet with Mr. Rogers, I think that's clearly within what your ordinance might contemplate as direction from the town council. If it is to have Mr. Rogers attend with his staff, then I think that council managing the staff, which is not what I think the ordinance intends.
Mr. Brown.
So question for Councilman Fields. So is the intent to give recommendations to the staff, to the town manager, or is the intent for you and Council Neville to plan the event? What is the intent?
The intent is to be a part of planning with these events coming up. Be a part of planning. Not saying that we're going to plan it, to be a part of planning.
Can I say something?
Are you finished, Mr. Brown? Okay. All right. Councilwoman Miles, I think you're next. Oh, yes. Okay.
Sydney's.
All right. Councilwoman
Yeah.
Neville.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Fields. I wasn't expecting you to post that tonight, although I second the motion. But I will say October is too late. And so that's why I had asked if I could meet just to help out with just giving a calendar of what to expect and like how planning goes as far as that timeline. That would have been the week before Thanksgiving. But I think citizen involvement, having those committees is very important. I think staff is capable, just getting back into the swing of things with the pandemic. I think they could pull this together, but I think there are certain things, like if I see something going on and I want to talk to you to try to prevent some of the things that came up in the conversation tonight, I think it may be worthwhile sometimes to just listen. So I was denied an opportunity to communicate in what is one of my fields of expertise. So that's, to me, it's really a communication piece. I am here to help the town in any way, but I wasn't given the opportunity. I have zero interest in planning town events. I just want what's best for the town. And I think some things could have been resolved with some conversation. And as a councilwoman, I was denied that opportunity. So that's my main thing. But I still, if the town manager would approve of having a conversation like I tried to before to map out the planning of the traditional town events, I'm here for that. And I want to reiterate what I've been saying about the communication with the citizens and that newsletter being a major tool. And I hope it was mailed out. I didn't get a full a copy in the mail, but using those QR codes for things we have in place like Code Red and save the dates for those events. So I just want to reiterate that. I didn't know this was going to be brought up, although I did approve and second the motion, but I appreciate what Councilman Fields is trying to do in the spirit of moving forward for the best interest. Thank you. And also I want to note, Ms. Pandek, I couldn't hear your conversation with Councilman Brown. So I caught the tail end of it. And I think I caught the gist of it, but just for the record, I could not hear that dialogue.
All right, Councilwoman Miles.
So, question for Councilwoman Fields. Would you be open to, since this is going to be more of an advisory capacity, would you be open to amending the motion to establish an advisory committee for next year's events?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay.
So with that suggestion and the direction this was going is just to form an advisory committee between council and citizens sometime next year before it's too late for planning holiday activities. So I amend my motion.
Please restate the, so you're withdrawing the current motion?
Yeah, withdrawing the current motion.
All right, so now make your new motion.
All right, my new motion is,
Wait, Councilwoman DeVille, do you accept his withdrawal of the motion?
Yes, I accept.
Okay, now you
All
can
right.
make your.
my new motion is, first of all, in discussion before the motion, Mr. DeVille, what would you suggest a good time frame to have this committee put in place by?
Ooh, in a perfect world, December, but I think it should happen in January, definitely in January.
Okay, to start planning for the following year? Okay,
The current fiscal year, and just to create, just a cycle, just to plan out what this looks like with planning the traditional events.
okay. I don't think we need a motion for that. I think we'll just work on putting a committee together. And and for the purpose of this, to at least advise and to be known that your council members, to the citizens, we hear you. And this is why I brought this conversation up, because we hear your complaints and your concerns. So we will put together a committee and we'll bring it back up at a later time. Thank you for the discussion.
Well, at this time, the meeting is adjourned.